Okay, this tutorial is for lesson 19B, and what this will show us is a couple of things. Number one, they want to show us aligned dimensioning, which we've used in the past. They want to show us dimensioning editing, how to edit dimensions if you need to add text to them, how to use leaders, and then how to put notes on a drawing. So again, you can find this. This is 19B. This is what the drawing looks like. It's called a triangular cookie, and I guess these are the directions to a baker to bake this triangular cookie. Okay, so here we go. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the center line, or put on the center line layer, click on center point, and give that hole some center lines. After that, I'm going to go to my dimension layer, and I'm going to start to dimension this as the book shows. So I'm going to use linear at first, and I go to here, and this goes 9.561, linear again, and again you can find all these dimensions in the book, so I'm not really going to say them out loud. This is a line dimension. Again, anytime you use an angled line or you have to dimension an angled line, you're going to want to use a line dimension. And you need to make sure that yours are matching the book exactly. Here's an angular dimension. And currently ours says 70 degrees. The book says 70 degrees REF. I'm going to show you how to put that in a little bit. But right now I'm just going to put in the two angles that it requires. So I want 20 degrees here. So that will work. Let's see if I'm missing any dimensions. It looks like I do need to put a diameter dimension on here, on this hole right here. And so put something like that, and there's the symbol diameter of 1 inch. And it even tells us in the book this is a dimension, not a liter. And I'm going to go over liters in just a minute for the couple of notes that are on there. Before I go into liters, we'll take care of these guys right here. If you need to dimension or edit a dimension, you can click on the dimension and type in ddedit, and that stands for Driven Dimension Edit. So ddedit on the command line, and there's the dimension right there. I'm just going to go ahead and hit spacebar and type in REF as the book says. So then there it says 70 degrees reference, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for this 20 degree one over here, ddedit, and then again hit spacebar so I have a space, REF. And these are symbols. This .349 is a symbol. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but you only use ddedit if you need to add text or something next to an actual dimension. So I never really mess with the number here. I just type in what I need to type, and usually it's good to go. So there's that one. You can see in the book they've got arrows. Their arrows are actually pointing over here. So kind of like that, where the arrows are on the outside. And it just depends on where you have it. If I do it like this, and the arrows are obviously on the inside, and at a certain point the arrows will be on the outside like that. So I'll go ahead and make mine look like the book and put the arrows on the outside. And now we're going to get to leaders. Leader is up here. Leader is kind of a cool tool because you can have a lot of different choices with leader. So I'm going to go ahead and do the first one, note sharp edge. So I'm going to do, and I want to snap somewhere around here. It's not allowing me to do that. So of course I can go over here to snap to nearest. And now I can pretty much go anywhere on this line that I want. I'll go right there. And I'm going to turn ortho off so I can go, kind of up here a ways. And now I will turn ortho back on so I can do it at a perfectly horizontal line. And when I'm done, it says specify note width. I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter because I can change that in a minute. And I'm going to turn caps lock on and type in the note. Hit enter a couple times, and there it is right there. And now I can kind of drag these guys out and make this wide enough so you can see the note there, and it looks exactly like it does in the book. Okay, so that's leader. Leader's pretty cool. You can do a lot of cool stuff with leaders. I'm going to show you another thing. If you hit S for settings, you can go in here and go to arrows and lines, and you can use either straight or spline. Spline is good. I use it a lot on architectural type drawings. And here's what a spline one looks like. It will curve around. So if you ever want to do a curved arrow, they're pretty cool. And you can of course type text in for those as well, or you don't even have to have text. You could just be pointing something out, and you can change the how the splines look and move them all around and everything like that. So they're definitely worth knowing how to use leaders to point certain things out. So understand those. And then of course there's one other one down here that says note sharp point. So I'm going to do that one as well. So here we go, leader. And I got to go back into settings and turn spline off and turn it back to straight. And there are some other options in here that you may need to mess with depending on what you're trying to do, but you can look at those if need be. So here's my leader. I'm going to go off of this corner here, and I'm going to try and make it look just like the book. I'm actually going to turn polar on here, and I'm going to check my polar settings. 45, that looks like about what I want to do. So if I was here at 180, I'm going to try and come down at 45 like so, and then come down at 90 like so, and then come perfectly straight like this. Type in the text, note sharp point. And again, I'm going to have to make some changes to this, drag it out until I see it all on one line like so, and there you have it right there. So that's how you do leaders. You should be aware of those. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use note, not simple note, but note in order to put in the special instructions to the baker. So I'm going to go ahead and drag out a little rectangle up here, and I'm going to go ahead and type this in. It looks like according to the book, it wants us to use text height of 0.2. I'm going to use Arial font. You can use a different font if you like, but I'm going to put this at 0.20. And so here we go. This is a good one to see right here, how to put in a symbol, because we have to put in the degree symbol, and you can go to special characters. And some of these, some people use degrees and plus and minus and diameter so often that they actually remember. If you were in regular simple note, you could type in %C, and that would put in the diameter symbol, which is the circle with the slash through. Okay, we're trying to put in 350 degrees, so it just puts in the symbol right there. And I'll go ahead and click OK, and then there's my instructions to the baker. The one problem that we have is it's not quite wide enough, so I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit wider. Make this one a little bit wider. There we go, that will work. And I don't think I need it quite this tall. So there you have it. There is lesson 19B. I've got all my special note. I've got all my dimensions. We learned the line dimension. We learned meter. And that will pretty much wrap it up for lesson 19. So I'll see you in the next tutorial.